Okay, so one more time. Just make sure we're all on the same page. You guys just graphed in these two columns, right? So I gave you those. You put together data points on your graph. So remember, your volume was your mass was your Y value. Your volume was X value, which means you got to kind of flip them in order to make them look like ordered pairs that you're used to from math class, right? So once you had those points on there, and you should have an ordered pair with each of those data points, right? You should have an ordered pair on there, or you should clearly label. I had a couple people put on there like which one it was, right? Silver cube, silver cylinder, so like things like that, right? As long as you can look at that and you know what you're looking at. Also, make sure that your star one, so it was supposed to be number 5, but it wasn't like that for everyone. Whichever one was the oddball one, make sure you clearly label that with a star, okay? That way, you're going to ignore it right now, okay? All right, so once you have your data points on there, what you're going to do is you're going to take your ruler, okay? Theoretically, you should start it at origin, all right? However, I have seen it to where if a lot of the data points were up here and they formed a line up here, you kind of take your straight edge up there, all right? Try not to do that. Everyone should be able to start at 0, 0. You're going to put your ruler at that. You need to draw a line that will represent all of your data points. So my data points are right here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I'm going to draw a line that shows an average of all of those. So I'm just going to draw that line in. So if you connected dots, don't do the connecting dots. Here, let me make it darker. And don't include the star in this. Just have it drawn on there. Sorry. There you go. All right. Okay. So that line, best fit lines, by the way, are never perfect unless you do it on the computer, right? And it actually calculates it correctly. So a best fit line using a ruler, there's going to be lots of sources of error, but it should represent all of your data points. So mine, technically, I probably could have gone a little higher. So if I was using pencil, I would erase that and make it better because it'll make your results more accurate. So you're going to draw your little best fit line. And then this next step is the part where we get into the slope. So I want to make sure that you guys are clear on the next part. So once you have your best fit line, so draw it in. Even if it's not perfect yet, just look up here for a second so I can catch you up. All right, so the next part that you're going to do is you see on your little grid paper, anywhere that they're crossing, right? You want to find 2 points along your line where that happens. So my 2 that I'm going to look at is I'm going to say, all right, this is a good point and this one is a good point. And those are going to be my 2 that I'm going to use. The reason we're doing that is because you can really figure out what that exact point is, right? So for the most part, right here, I have a 2 and 5 for this bottom one. Up here, I have a 4.5 and 10. Okay? If you need help with that, if you don't know what a square means, please let me know so I can help you out, okay? But for the most part, mine was right here and right here, so I could do 2 and 4.5, and up here I did 5 and 10, okay? Once you have those 2 numbers, then you're moving into the slope formula, okay? So your little slope formula, as we had previously kind of discussed, let me move my screen up just a little bit. There we go. All right. So slope formula is y2 minus y1 all over x2 minus x1. So what I'm going to do is these are my 2 data points. Remember, the 2's are over here. The 1's are on this side. So I'm going to go ahead and take my y2, which is 10, minus y1, which is 5. And I'm going to divide it all by x2 minus x1. Okay? Once you get that value, put a cloud around that. That's a special value that we're going to look at. All right? That was technically mass divided by volume, which is your density, hopefully. Okay? So once you start getting that number, let me know what number you're getting, and then I'm going to match it up to what station you're at, and you should be able to figure out what your metal was. So mine came out to be 5, and then this would be
Hey, our metals 1 through 4 is supposed to be the same metal.
hang on one second. I'm just going to show how the hold on. There we go. All right. Let me stop the video thingy.